A little anecdote about this wonderful work written by Eric. Eric is the director of music at the Episcopal Church of St. Mary the Virgin here in San Francisco. And this church happens to have a very robust children's choir program. The director, Marla Perkins, asked Eric to write an Ave Maria specifically for the children's choir, which he was able to do in 30 minutes before the chorister arrived for the rehearsals that evening. Eric says of this beautiful piece, although it is written in honor of the Blessed Mother, I felt as though I was the recipient of the gift of this piece, which seemingly came directly to me from above. Welcome to St. Ignatius. We are in the last of our spring series of virtual virtuosos. On behalf of our pastor, Father Greg Bonfilio, our devoted parish staff family, and our family of parishioners, we are very delighted. Many of you have spent many a Thursday evening with us. We've done some pretty incredible things, but this evening you are in for a real treat, because tonight we are honoring and focusing on composers from San Francisco. So you'll hear about 5. There are many of them, but we decided we pulled about 5 of them, and Eric Choate is one of them. Theodore Gargiulo, Kirke Mechem, who, by the way, is here this evening, and I will later introduce him and have him come up. Vince Guaraldi, and Joseph Wicht. So please enjoy. And let me tell you a little bit about our first composer and our first song set. The work of composer Eric Choate has been lauded as music to grab the listener's attention through novelty and hold it through technical discipline. This is a review by the San Francisco Examiner. His works have been performed internationally by renowned artists, including Voces 8, the San Francisco Symphony, American Bach soloists, Frederica von Stade, Johann Vexo, the Vancouver Chamber Choir, the choir of Selwyn College, Cambridge, among many, many others. It's always quite a challenge for me to make sure that I get as much as I can in the biographies, not leave anything out, but not go on too long so that you don't get to hear all the music. Eric is in demand as a choral and orchestral conductor, having prepared choruses for the San Francisco Symphony and the Berkeley Symphony. In 2019, he was appointed the 10th artistic director of the Grammy award-winning San Francisco Boys Chorus. And by the way, the Boys Chorus will be here on June 10th for our children's concert, so stay tuned. He has been assistant conductor of the Berkeley Community Chorus and Orchestra. Eric is professor of choral and organ music at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. He is an active organ recitalist and has performed on the Bay Area's most celebrated stages. Having served as an officer of the San Francisco American Guild of Organists and the chapter here in San Francisco, he remains a member of both the AGO and the Association of Anglican Musicians. Eric currently serves as the director of music at the Episcopal Church of San Francisco, the Episcopal Church of St. Mary the Virgin here in San Francisco. His many awards include the San Francisco Classical Music Song Competition, first prize in the Vancouver Chamber Choir Competition, runner-up for the James Highsmith Award. He has a Bachelor of Art Composition in St. Olaf College, European American Musical Alliance in Parks of San Francisco Conservatory Music with a Master's in Music. Please enjoy the exquisite music of Eric Choate. We're just dans un jardin de tournesol. We were just in the sunflower garden. I hope you felt all that sun. Our next composer, Theodore Gargiulo, conductor, composer, musicologist. Born in New York City, Theodore Gargiulo was the son of immigrant parents from Sorrento, Italy. During the Great Depression, Theodore discovered his passion for the piano and found a way to begin his studies. His talent and pursuit led to a scholarship to the Manhattan School of Music. As he studied music theory and harmony, he was asked to join the National Youth Administration Symphony under the direction of Leopold Stokowski, where he expanded his knowledge of orchestration and composition. He also studied vocal arts at Columbia University. Maestro Fritz Strie of the Metropolitan Opera embraced him as his protege. Here at the Metropolitan, his passion grew deeper in the world of opera. Subsequent years found him performing as music director and conductor with opera companies such as the Miami Opera Guild, Wagner Opera Company's national tour, New York Opera Festival in Washington, D.C., Caffarelli Opera in Cleveland, the Brooklyn Academy of Music, the Columbus Symphony Orchestra in Columbus, Georgia, the Connecticut Opera Association, among many, many others. As a member of the Sacred Musical Service in New York City, he was a freelance choir master, organist, and pianist. Theodore's last international conducting tour included global symphony orchestras. These actual orchestras provided accompaniment to the 4-hour silent film epic of the restored Abel Gance's 1927 classic silent movie, Napoleon, that was restored and produced by Francis Ford Coppola. In November 2001, Gargiulo received a Lifetime Achievement Award at Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts by the Licia Albanese Puccini Foundation. These next two art songs, Primavera d'Amore, sung by the lovely Jessica House Stewart, and Dream Within a Dream, sung by Joshua Hughes. These songs were selected tonight from the art song anthology called The Art of Song. And then Joshua will perform Trielius, Gabriel's Pronouncement. Trielius is the opera and the story of the fourth wise man who keeps trying to help people. He's trying to follow the other three kings, but he keeps getting lost along the way because he keeps stopping trying to help people. The opera Trielius is a story of one of those villages and the people he helps along the way. Please enjoy the music of Theodore Gargiulo.
Ormano l'onda and amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep, while I weep. Oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all we see or seen but a dream within a dream? I, Gabriel, come from the Father to bring thee tidings of peace and goodwill. For blessed are we that this night the Father has made holy. This evening so special shines forth with God's luminous grace. This evening so sacred flows with God's abounding love. by the Father of our sky I've been sent. Tremble not, for his love for you is great. Lift your head and eyes, in order you may know and understand my special message. I am Gabriel, sent by the Father. The star you gaze at and reverently adore is a sign and symbol of God's gift to you. The star's light tells of God's new covenant with the world. Sin and ignominy shall be washed away. The prophets of old foretold of a king to come in glory. They said he would descend from the throne of the right hand of God. Unto thee, O Jerusalem, and the gates of Zion, his cup of blessing will be passed, so that all men may come to know the joys of eternal salvation. Gloria in excelsis.
I am so delighted because this composer is with us this evening, right here. I'll have Pat put the camera on him in just a moment. I want you to hear about his amazing career and his works. Kirke Mechem has been called the Dean of American choral composers. He is a prolific composer with a catalog of over 250 titles. His first opera, Tartuffe, with over 400 performances in 6 countries, has become one of the most popular operas written by an American. Born and raised in Kansas and educated at Stanford and Harvard universities, Kirke conducted and taught at Stanford and served, get this, he served as composer in residence for several years, right here at the University of San Francisco, where St. Ignatius resides. He lived 3 years in Vienna, where he came to the attention of Joseph Krips, who later championed the composer's symphony as conductor of the San Francisco Symphony. Mechem was guest of honor at the 1990 Tchaikovsky competition in Moscow and was invited back for an all-Mechem symphonic concert by the USSR Radio Television Orchestra in 1991. He has been honored and recognized for his contributions from the United Nations, the National Endowment for the Arts, the American Choral Directors Association, the Music Educators National Conference, and was presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Opera Association. In 2012, the University of Kansas awarded him its first honorary degree of the Doctor of Arts. Mechem's compositions cover almost every genre, but vocal music is the core of his work. The premiere of his dramatic opera, based on American abolitionist John Brown, was commissioned to celebrate Lyric Opera Kansas City's 50th anniversary. Songs of the Slave, a suite for bass, baritone, soprano, chorus, and orchestra from John Brown, has been performed over 100 times. His comic opera, The Rivals, an American update of Sheridan's classic play, was premiered in 2011 by Skylight Opera in Milwaukee. Mechem has recently completed an opera based on Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Tonight you're going to hear several different works, instrumental, vocal. You'll be hearing Suite for Piano. You will be hearing an aria from Befana, A Christmas Fable, and selections from the Heartland. These will be performed by Jessica House Stewart and Joshua Hughes. Before I turn the mic over to our performers, I just want to have Kirke, if you will please stand for us, and Pat's going to put the camera on you so perhaps our audience at home can see you, or just give a wave. Pat, I don't know if the camera is, but thank you so much for being here this evening. We are very honored. I'm sure this is a first, after all your experience, I bet this is really a first to be in a church that seats 1,600 people, and there is you and your lovely bride here in the front pews, and maybe me, Kevin, and a few people back in the sacristy. So there's a first for everything, right? At any rate, please enjoy this exquisite music and these works by Kirke Mechem.
children know my sorrow. The sorrow of an old woman who lost her child, lost before he was ever born, and lost my husband too. Keeps her house so clean.
Let us gather now, my friends, and consider in our old age the strange ways we have come, and make such bold judgments as are his warrant, forgetting timidity. Come and ignore too, with a well-tempered mind, the loving tolerance, bittersweet, of sons and daughters, and other renegations of the world. This this unwrinkled ego, wrapped in the wrinkled shell of crusted time, seems fresh to me still, as yours no doubt to you, although to youth inconceivable. Easy for us, friends, to remember youth, but for youth to imagine the tenfold anomalies of age, how preposterous! Therefore, standing alone, as needs must now be, come, there are manifestos yet to be written in this world. Manifestos.
Kirk, thank you so much for sharing your gifts with us. Our next composer, a little more on the jazz side, Vince Guaraldi, was born in North Beach here in San Francisco and lived for a little while right across the street in Haight-Ashbury. He went to Lincoln High School, briefly attended San Francisco State, and served in the U.S. Army as a cook during the Korean War. Jazz pianist known for innovative compositions and arrangements, he performed with many of the jazz greats, including Cal Tjader, Jimmy Witherspoon, Woody Herman, Bola Zett, and the Grateful Dead. In 1962, Cast Your Fate to the Wind was a Grammy Award winner. It was 19 weeks on the top 100, which is quite unusual for jazz instrumental. In 1963, after many successes in the jazz world, he was recruited by television producer Lee Mendelson, who had heard Cast Your Fate to the Wind while driving across the Golden Gate Bridge. Guaraldi came to his home and played the yet untitled theme of Linus and Lucy. Mendelssohn later remarked, "You know, I had no idea why, but I knew that song would affect me my entire life." There was a sense, even before it was put to animation, that there was something very special about that music. Please enjoy as our Kevin Navarro plays some of these iconic tunes which I think you will recognize. Linus and Lucy, the Peanuts theme, Cast Your Fate to the Wind, Pebble Beach, and Moon River. Vince Guaraldi, played by our Kevin Navarro. You couldn't see us, but Joseph and I were dancing behind the door in the sacristy. We're having a lot of fun. Our next and final composer for this evening is Joseph Collins Wicht. Now, Joseph's path to this performance hall, our church, is not a traditional trajectory. Although classically trained, Joseph quickly took to cabaret and began working professionally in nightclubs as a teenager. His other classrooms were the theaters and bars in Virginia, West Virginia, Georgia, Alabama, and California. His love for art songs also dates back to high school and college days. Wicht has been composing the song cycle Trinity for the past decade, which now incorporates over 75 songs. An award-winning musical director, Wicht specializes in chamber musicals. He is a preferred accompanist for numerous local singers and has been a house pianist here in San Francisco at Martuni's for the past 13 years. So when things open up, you need to go hear our Joseph at Martuni's. I'm not sure. Have they opened up yet, Joseph? Not yet. Okay. But they will. June 15th, we're supposed to open up. Just a little bit about the series of art songs that you're going to hear next. The first one, the poem Invictus, has been the basis for numerous vocal compositions, as well as citations by orators as diverse as Winston Churchill, Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama. The word Invictus in Latin translates as invincible, which the narrator of this poem clearly evokes in the stoic resolve to face hardship head-on. Wicht composed this song in honor of his sister, Julia Collins Perelman. The next song, The Passionate Shepherd to His Love, was published in 1599, 6 years after the poet Christopher Marlowe had passed away. It is considered one of the earliest examples of the pastoral style of British poetry. The next song, Felix Antonius, after Martial, was written by Sir Henry Newbolt in 1898 and serves as an elegy to a revered elder. Lines is a stream of consciousness poem written by Martha Collins, toying with the various linguistic meanings and uses of the word line. Collins' poem celebrates the unique attributes of a relationship. Remember is a lullaby of sorts. A doting maternal figure attempts to explain mortality to a child. Written by Christina Rossetti in 1879. And our final song, The Unexpected Smile. The final composition by Mr. Wicht is taken from a poem by an online writer who goes by the name K-T-L-E, who was 17 years old when she created this verse. Wicht was drawn to the simplicity of the poem's epiphany, that happiness is uncontrollable, a force beyond our ken. Please enjoy Joseph Collins Wicht.
Out
In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced or cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. And yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I am the captain of my soul. Come live with me and be my love, and we will all the pleasures prove that valleys, groves, hills, and fields, woods, or sleepy mountain yields. And we will sit upon the rocks, seeing the shepherds feed their flocks by shallow rivers to whose falls melodious birds sing madrigals. And I will make thee bed of roses, and 1,000 fragrant posies, a cap of flowers and a kirtle, embroidered all with leaves of myrtle, a gown made of the finest wool, which from our pretty lambs we pull, fair lined slippers for the cold, with buckles of the purest gold, a belt of straw and ivy buds, with coral clasps and amber studs. And if these pleasures make thee move, Come live with me and be my love. Come live with me and be my love. Come live with me. Come live with me and be my love. Come and be my love. The shepherd swain shall dance and sing for thy delight each May morning. If these delights thy mind may move, then live with me and be my love. Then be my love. Then live with me and be my love. Today my friend is 75. He tells his tale with no regret. His brave old eyes are steadfast yet. His heart the lightest heart alive. He sees behind him green and wide the pathway of his pilgrim years. He sees the shore and dreadless hears the whisper of the creeping tide. For out of all his days not one has passed and left its unlaid ghost to seek a light forever lost, or well a deed forever done. So for reward of lifelong truth, he lives again as good men can, redoubling his allotted span with memories of a stainless youth.
Draw a line, write a line, there, stay in line, hold the line. A glance between the lines is fine, but don't turn corners. Cross, cut in, go over or out, between 2 points of no returns, a line of flight. Between 2 points of views, a line of vision. But a line of thought is rarely straight. An open line's no party line. However fine your point, a line of fire communicates. But drop your weapons and drop your line. Consider the shortest distance from X to Y. Let X be me, let Y be you. Remember me when I am gone away, gone far away into the silent land. When you can no more hold me by the hand, nor I have turned to go, yet turning stay. Remember me when no more day by day you tell me of our future that you planned. Only remember me, you understand, it will be late to counsel then or pray. Yet if you should forget me for a while, and afterwards remember, do not grieve. For if the darkness and corruption leave a vestige of the thought that once I had, better by far you should forget and smile than that you should remember and be sad. Yet if you should forget me for a while, and And afterwards remember, do not grieve. For if the darkness and corruption leave a vestige of the thought that once I had, remember me when I am gone away, gone far away into the silent land. Better by far you should forget and smile than that you should remember and be sad. Better by far you should forget and smile than that you should remember and be sad. Don't decide, oh no, who will make your heart race, oh no. The corners of your lips just upturn so suddenly that you only notice your smile when you step forward and feel the cement pieces of a shattered frown on the ground beneath your feet. Ba-dum-ba-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. You don't decide, oh no, who will make your heart race, oh no. The corners of your lips just upturn so suddenly that you only notice your smile when you step forward and feel the cement pieces of a shattered frown on the ground beneath your feet. The unexpected smile, the unexpected smile, the unexpected smile, the unexpected smile.
Well, I had a smile, very unexpected. It was a beautiful surprise. Thank you, Joseph. I want all of you, we're going to take a break for a couple weeks. Our next concert will be on June 10th, Paddington Bear's first concert and other surprises, our children's and family event. And then there's 3 more concerts after that, so stay tuned. But in the meantime, let me bring back this wonderful ensemble of talented artists. Please. Kevin Navarro, Joshua Hughes, Jessica House Stewart, Terry McLaughlin, Emily Bernier, and Joseph. Where's Joseph? Somewhere back there. Thank you. Please take a bow. And again, a very special thank you to Kirke and to Doe, who are here this evening. Good night, all, and we will see you back on June 10th. Thank you.